Welcome back to the Tomahawk. This is Mike and Matt. This is us after game. Was it 5 and 6?
Against 2 games in Nashville.
Yeah, 2 games in Nashville. And actually, the games are pretty good. Before we get into it, everybody, do us a favor. Hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and let's talk hockey in the comments section. We'd really appreciate it, and it'd be fun. So, Hawks played Nashville 2 times. Both outcomes were the same. Both overtime losses. Went to a shootout on the second game. Game 1. The game seemed to be pretty even for the most part. Goaltending was solid on both sides. I want to mention that Malcolm Subban played great. After a rough first outing, they put him in, and I thought that he played solid, man. He didn't seem to be all over his crease like he was the first time. And the forwards seemed to have been, playing halfway decent. Kaner was kind of playing defense and offense, as seems to be a usual thing now. And we've got Debrincat and Boqvist on COVID protocol, and they're talking about they're going to be on COVID protocol for another 12 days, I believe.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
14
days total, another 12 days now. But the offense also seemed pretty flat. They weren't able to put much pressure on Nashville. They got outshot both games. And so what do you think about game 1, man?
I think game 1 was all Roman Josi just shutting Kane down.
Yeah.
Keeping him down to 0 shots. That's just, you're not going to win a game if Kane doesn't get a shot on goal.
Yeah.
And I thought Subban was awesome. I think he really, he had to be awesome just to keep his name in this goaltending rotation.
Right.
But Lankinen was awesome tonight. I mean, all the goalies were good, I thought. Like you said, I think Rene had a good first game, and I think Soros had a good game today. Of course, Lankinen was awesome. Should have won for the kid. I mean, he still hasn't lost in regulation yet.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, he's been good, and it's been entertaining to watch him. He was making some big saves, and I thought the Hawks had him in overtime today as well. I mean, it was just real close. I know the Hawks had possession the first 3 minutes. They just couldn't get it in. They hit a couple posts and just not going in.
Yeah.
Especially for Kaner.
Yeah, I think he wants that one back because he had a good amount of room there.
Yeah, he just missed that post probably by maybe about a foot. But then I think he made a nice pass to another guy and it hit the post. And then was it Walmart or whatever?
Janmark?
It was? I think Walmart, Janmark, Kmart, whatever. He had an open net too, and he missed. And I think in the third period, was it that Arvidsson?
Yeah,
he had a backdoor buried, and he shanked it too. So they weren't going in tonight, and they weren't going in the first game against Nashville as much as they wanted to. They were getting outshot, like you said, and I think the goaltenders really kept them in.
Yeah,
and for the Hawks, especially, I was impressed with Subban, and I know we thought kind of weren't giving him praise that last podcast, but he earned it that game, man.
He did.
He was great. Yeah,
he did. He played great.
Just a miscommunication by Strome. I think Strome left his man and kind of pointed to I think, what did he point? Like, I'm not taking
he's going this way. He's telling Kaner to go over here, who's all the way back on the by the other circle.
And you can't give a defenseman like Josi that because he's like a scoring defenseman.
Yeah,
that was a great move. Subban tried his best, and that was a good move.
If he was 6'6", he might have been able to stop it, right?
Just maybe a toe. Yeah, exactly. It was close.
Yeah.
But we got 2 points, which is, you don't want to lose and get no points. At least they got that shutout or the overtime loss and the shootout loss tonight.
Yeah.
2 points were still getting points, which is it's big. You don't want to get too far behind.
Yeah, I agree. It's one thing to lose and get blown out. It's another thing to keep it competitive, especially for for motivational purposes too. These guys are like, hey, we've been playing hard, and we're in the locker room, and we lost, but we still got a point out of it, and they have something to be able to take away from it. Something I did want to bring up was I think Soderberg has been somewhat. I haven't really noticed him very much. I think Ian Mitchell's been playing pretty well, and Nicholas Bowden played tonight, and I didn't really notice him very much. What number is he?
No, I don't even know. I didn't even notice him that much. And as for Soderberg, I noticed him. I think he took a kind of a questionable penalty. I thought the officiating was terrible tonight. Just the kind of weak calls.
Yeah.
I mean, just a couple bumps, and these guys are. I mean, even for the Predators too. The guys were like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
I think didn't Shaw get a penalty? It was kind of.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. I think Soderberg took a penalty, and that's the only time I noticed him too.
Yeah.
I think he got a shift out in overtime.
Yeah, he did.
But,
and Kane practically played 3.5 minutes in overtime.
That was a great puck possession, man. Him and Keith and I think Kubalik. We had them there, and they were tired, like Olchek said, and we just couldn't bury it.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the goalie wasn't tired enough. Who was that? Who's in net for Nashville tonight? Soros, yeah. He had a good game too.
He's going to be their guy. Yeah, he's going to be their guy, and he's been patient. He's been waiting, following Rene, and I think he's learning a lot from that guy. That's the way it should be, in my opinion. I mean, like Corey Crawford, he did it the right way. He waited his turn. He watched. I think Turco. Remember when we signed Marty Turco?
Yeah.
He learned a little bit from him, and I think he watched Huey. He's been with Hobby Bullen, and I think he just lost out to Niemi 2010.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have been a 3-time Stanley Cup champion.
Niemi took it all away, man.
Yeah.
He played out of his mind for the playoffs.
That San Jose series, like, it was him, Bolin, and Bufflin. Those guys just kind of
took over.
Buff was scoring big goals. Bolin was shutting everybody down. I think that Vancouver series against the Sedins and all Kessler,
yeah,
like, he just got in their heads. Even Luongo, like, everyone says, oh, Bufflin and Luongo, they had some battles. Yeah, they did, but Bolin was, I think that's where he, like I said in our Twitter, he became a freaking legend that year, in my opinion. That shorthanded goal he scored, that breakaway. Yeah. I mean, yes, he was a legend, man.
He was an excellent shutdown defenseman. In a way where it's like
center.
I'm sorry, a shutdown center, and he just completely owned that role. Nobody could do anything with that line. That line that he centered, and Versteeg was on that line too, wasn't he?
I think his best point year with Bolin was Andrew Ladd and Havlat. I want to say that was 2009, and those guys were better than our first line. I mean, Havlat was ripping it up. Ladd was the perfect bruiser, grinder guy. And then you had Bolin, who could play two ways.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was a good two-way center that year.
Right.
But then I remember we signed John Madden, and they wanted – John Madden was kind of like, Bolin in New Jersey.
Right.
That guy, his job was to shut down those guys, and I think that was a great signing. I mean, Madden didn't even take that job. He was like the fourth-line center, I want to say.
He was.
Because Bolin took that role, and he went with it, man, and he shut those guys down.
Yeah.
Every team. I think we had trouble with Nashville, but after that series, the Sedins, I mean, they're good players in the playoffs, but they weren't. I mean, he was shutting them down. And Kessler and Taves had their battles.
Yeah.
That was just entertaining hockey, man.
Yeah, it was great.
Man, I miss it.
It was great. But so where do you see the goalies going from here? Do you think that there's room for Colin Delia?
I mean, I would keep starting Lankinen. I mean, I would consider him the guy right now. But maybe they'll give him another chance to see. Like you said, maybe it's a backup. It's going to be a backup competition here. But I mean, Subban was great. If he could play like that every time he's in, he's going to be fine. I mean, we'll steal a win. He made some big saves.
He did. He kept it. He kept it competitive and allowed the guys to be able to play.
Yeah. And Lankinen does that every start. He's done that.
Yeah.
Kept them in. I think, what did he have, like 40 saves today?
Yeah, he had, I think it was 42 to 33 saves. I mean, 42. He took 42 shots, and Soros took 33, I believe. And that was after overtime. You know, the Hawks didn't put a lot of, considering how much time that they were in the zone, they didn't put a lot of shots on that.
They had a horrible second period.
Yeah, they
Terrible,
did.
The Hawks were, But this kid's a rookie.
Yeah.
And he's making big saves. And we need some, obviously we got to get healthy.
Yeah.
And I think we would be a totally different team. I could see us being kind of somewhat in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we could skate with Nashville.
Yeah.
I mean, they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, we're skating with these guys. Obviously, Tampa, they're the champs. I mean, we're not going to compete well with them, but we can skate with these teams. Detroit, we beat. Florida, we lost in overtime. We're right there, but we got to get healthy, and we need to start getting these kids. Got to start. Somebody's got to take it away like Kubalik did last year. I mean, he 30 goals. It's great for a rookie. We really don't have any rookies that are stepping up like he was.
Yeah.
This year.
He also had Taves to center him, though, too.
That's true. Taves, and he had an experience. What's his name? Saad.
Yeah.
That helps as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you think that there are any? Do you think that there are any line combinations that you think that would work than what's happening right now? It seems like Strome was supposed to be the top line center. I don't know if that's necessarily working. I don't think he belongs there, even though he's the highest paid guy. Do you think that opportunity should be given to someone like, say, even Pius Suter?
Well, yeah, I think Suter has better chemistry with Kane, and we got to get Kane going.
Yeah.
And I read today that in Kane's, I think it's his 14th year as a Hawk, Kane.
I thought it was 12.
I'm not sure.
But I mean.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So he had 14 different centers in 12 years, Kane.
Yeah.
And he's still putting up amazing stats.
Yeah.
And that just shows you he's obviously the difference maker. I think he's going to help Suter if they stay together. And I don't know who I'd put. I like an Andrew Shaw with. I'm old school. I like having 3 different players be on a line. I don't like you remember what the Senators used to do back in the day? They used to have Spets Alfredson and Danny Heatley, like all big time goal scorers. But that's all you have then.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to spread out the wealth. You got to make each line a threat. So I would say I'd like Kubalik on the second line with probably Strome for now. I guess you don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
And then our third line, we got some grinders, and our fourth line, Carpenter played awesome today. I thought he was all over the place, and I think he'd be a great fourth line or third line guy.
Yeah.
But once we get healthy, it'll be a lot different. And now with the COVID protocol, we're losing Debrincat. But I do like Debrincat and Kane together.
Yeah, I like them together because Kane can pass, and he thinks pass first and he shoots second most of the time. And Debrincat will shoot the puck. I would like to see Kane play with Kubalik because Kubalik wants to shoot.
He's a shooter. Yeah, he's a shooter.
And you need to pair Kane with a shooter because Kane's got a great shot. If they think that Kane is going to pass, he'll whip a shot by you all the time. But if you have him on a line with 2 nobodies, he's going to shoot. If he's playing with two lesser guys, he's going to shoot every time. That's also a tendency of his. He tries to pass, but he'll just shoot it. He'll get to a point where he'll just shoot it.
If they give it to him, I'll take it. Yeah, and he'll bury it.
Yeah, I would like to think, because considering the makeup of the team, do we even would need to classify lines by 1, 2, 3, and 4, like a scoring line, scoring 2 line? Like, I don't think that we have that luxury right now to do that. I think that we need to find 4 lines with guys who can complement each other and play well. So I don't agree with Kubalik being on the 3rd line. Janmark is pressing for a bigger role. He's skating hard. He's dangling guys. He's taking shots, and that's what I like to see. I like to see guys that are taking shots and putting shots on net instead of waiting around. Oh, Patrick Kane's on the ice. I have to defer to him constantly every single time because he's Patrick Kane and he has to shoot. And I don't think Kane wants it that way either. We need guys who are going to shoot the puck and put the puck on net so we can create secondhand chances.
Yeah, I agree with that. We like I said, none of these guys have kind of stepped up and taken that, though. Yeah. That's the problem. They're all, like you said, they see Kane. Oh, we got to get Kane the puck. Well, when Kane's got 2 guys in his way, he's not going to score a goal.
Yeah.
Unless you're on the power play, and that's where I think our streak ended today.
Yeah.
But
I was like, no.
I like
getting power play goals.
Awesome. That would have been 8 in a row or 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That was a good little streak, good little run they had, though.
Yeah, it was.
For a team that's, not picked to do much, it's kind of impressive.
Right. So what about the defense? What do you think about the D going forward?
Today, the only thing I noticed was, I think I texted you, Calvin DeHaan had just probably the worst shift you could have. He's sitting on the blue line, and I'm sure the guys are yelling, "Hey, he's out of the box! He's out of the box!"
Uh-huh.
He loses the puck. He makes another turnover. He gets the puck. He doesn't clear it. And I'm just like, oh, God, these mistakes are going to kill us. And luckily, we survived.
Yeah.
But he was out there a long time, and I'm just like, oh, man, come on. We can't make these mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a long shift.
It was very long. I bet you it was like a 2-minute shift.
Yeah.
And he was dead. But Mitchell, I think he's slowly becoming just solid back there, making some nice passes.
And this is only his 7th or 8th game too.
Yeah. And I actually think he's better than both.
I think so too. Right? I was actually
and he's such a smooth skater.
I was going to bring that up.
And he makes mistakes, but I mean, he's young.
Yeah.
He makes good first passes out of the zone, and that's all you can ask for right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's been playing well. He seems to be maybe more aware than Boqvist is, and maybe not as jittery. It seems like Boqvist is a little jittery, and Mitchell seems to be more calm,
steady,
more comfortable in his skates. But like same thing with DeHaan. He had a big mistake, but luckily for the most part, his play has been pretty good. What did you think of Slater Cuckoo? Do you think that they should have kept him considering what's going on with the D or?
I believe he went to Edmonton.
He did,
right?
Yeah.
He's been coming in and out of the lineup there too.
Okay.
So I think maybe it was something. Maybe he didn't want to be here, but I actually like that Ruda that we
Jan
had.
Ruda.
And he went to Tampa.
Yeah.
I actually
won a cup.
I was a big fan of him. Yeah, he won the cup. Thought he would have been a good little guy to, build your D around, or just fill him in on that second pairing.
Yeah.
Keith ain't getting any younger.
No, he's not.
I mean, we got to start. Start transitioning. I know we got Mitchell, and Murphy's been solid again. I thought he was good.
He was.
I like him. Going to the net that third period.
Yeah.
And, the guy took a bump and knocked the net off, and then there was a scrum, and I like it. He doesn't take any crap.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I
turn around and start firing.
Yeah, I seem to like, as time goes on, I seem to like Connor Murphy more and more. at the time, a lot of people were upset when we let Dramelson go to Arizona and got Connor Murphy. And at the time, I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? Dramelson isn't really a fast guy. He's a great defenseman, but he wasn't a fast guy. And he has played a lot of hockey, and that was 3 years ago. And
a lot of block shots.
A lot of block shots.
Yes.
And he's been having injury issues, I believe, the past 3 years, ever since he got to Arizona. I hate to see it, man. I hate to see it.
And he got paid.
Yeah, he did.
He got paid over there.
Yeah, he got paid.
Yeah, he got paid.
But I think he's an alternate captain, and he hasn't been very healthy while he's been there, though, which is unfortunate. But I think that Connor Murphy wasn't a bad chip to get back in that trade, though.
No, I think Bowman wanted him for a while. I've heard rumors I think Murphy was an Ottawa prospect. And I think he was trying to get him before that. Like, I actually know, and I remember Anisimov, when he was on the Rangers, Bowman had him on the radar. He wanted him too as well.
Yeah.
So he finds certain players and he wants to go get them, and he'll get them.
Yeah. I thought Anisimov I thought he was a good pick, to be honest with you. I thought that he was a good second-line center, what we needed, Yeah,
him, Panarin and Kane that first year was freaking – he just had to pretty much win a face-off and let those two do the rest.
Just win a face-off and hand the puck off to one of the two of them.
Stay out of the way. Yeah,
let them play. They need more room. Yeah. I'll just try to get some rebounds here if I can.
I'll just hunch my back down like that guy he was a big hunchback skater.
Yeah, he was.
And he would just go right to the freaking slot and wait for a rebound.
He's so tall, that's why.
I want to say he scored like 20 goals.
Yeah, he did.
I think he did pretty good.
Yeah, that is.
I was starting to think like, hey man, $4 million better than sod $6 million.
Yeah.
Which we needed a center at the time too.
Yeah, we did.
Poor Kaner needed a center.
He's needed a center. They've been trying to put him on a line with Taves. They play great together, but it just puts too much on one line.
Then you got no threats, and then the other team's going to take advantage of that. That's.
What do you think about other news around the league? What do you think about Jim Rutherford leaving the Penguins? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard that this morning. I think that he's an older guy, and a lot of these older people are, a little scared with the COVID going on, and maybe it's got to get annoying taking tests all the time. I mean, I've never taken a test, but I can't imagine someone sticking a freaking pen up my nose every day. I'd get tired of it. Maybe it was something else. Maybe it was something he lost somebody in the locker room. Maybe the coaching staff. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think he's got 3 cups, right?
I think so.
Or
yeah.
2?
2 back to back.
No, he's got 3 cups with 1 cup with Carolina. I think he was the GM that year.
Okay.
So he's a winner. He's a Hall of Famer too.
Yeah.
As a GM.
Right.
But I was it's kind of surprising, but he's an older guy, and maybe they got someone in the wings, ready to take the captain's chair.
Right. And Scott Darling signed with the Ice Hogs.
Yeah, I like hearing that because me and him actually went to a camp together.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not. Yeah, I was 14, and I think he was a couple of years younger than me, obviously, but this kid was bigger.
He's huge.
Than kids my age. Yeah, we went to. Pretty sure he was at Darren McCluskey's camp, and I know. Did you see his interview with Belfour a couple of years ago when they brought Eddie Belfour back?
No.
He interviewed him, and that was his hero too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Growing up in the Chicago, and it was cool. It's on YouTube. He was like starstruck. Oh, I can't believe I'm interviewing you right now. And that's exactly how I would be too. Be like, oh yeah.
Wow.
But, yeah, there's have you seen the Dubuis podcast he was just on?
No.
With the Winnipeg? At first, I feel at home already, he's saying, and like, come on, dude. I know a lot of people think that was a very stupid trade by the Jets.
Really?
I know he's a good player, but Patrick Laine is a freaking sniper, and there's not too many guys that can do that.
Yeah, but he has to be motivated to do that, though.
Well,
I think he lacks. I think he lacks in the motivation department.
I think the GM of Columbus, he's a Finn, and I think he's starting to bring these Finns in. He brought Mikko Koivu in, and I thought that was a pretty good signing for those guys to get like a solid two-way center.
Isn't he like 60
leader.
Years old though?
He's a solid guy, man. Remember his brother
Saku Koivu.
Saku?
Yeah.
He played a long time too.
Yeah, he had Mikko, cancer though, didn't he?
Yeah, he came back and he played and he was a captain.
Yeah, he was.
For the Canadians, and then he went to the Ducks, I remember.
Yeah.
But Miku, man, he's solid. He's a good two-way guy. He's responsible, and that's what Columbus is all about, man. They're a defense-first team, but now with Laine, I think you got Cam Atkinson. He's kind of a good little. He'll score. He could pass. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure who's going to center those guys now because they just lost their first-line center.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I hope it works out for that guy because he makes some good trades and he just can't keep these guys, you know, like Bobrovsky, Panarin, Rick Nash a couple years ago. And, you know, it sucks.
Well, Rick Nash was drafted by He was drafted by the Blue Jackets organization, though. Right.
Yeah, and he just kind of, I want to go, I want to leave, I want to be traded.
Because everybody wants to, man. Nobody wants to play in Ohio.
No, man.
There's like nothing there.
Yeah. I just like if I was drafted, even by like the Florida Panthers, it's like you're in the NHL, man. Like these guys wanted you, and go show them like what you're worth. And none of these guys are these young guys. It's
like that at first. I'm guarantee it's like that at first, but after you get paid, you're like, you know, you're not that same. Yeah. You're not that same kid. You're not that same person anymore. You know, and you have different needs, and think of it this way. You know, you've been playing hockey all your life. For a long time, it was fun, but it gets to a point where it's a job because, you know, they're not just playing hockey. You know, they're doing interviews. They're doing charitable, giving their time up for charitable organizations. You know, when they go out, maybe they're noticed all the time, and they can't do things on their free time that they would normally do. You know, and they have to live differently, and maybe they want their privacy. Some guys don't care. Some guys do. You know, and it gets to a point where you're like, when you're doing all of these things, and then when you come home, you're coming home and you're like, it's Columbus, Ohio, you know, like it sucks here. You know, it'd be different if you're in Anaheim, you know, in Orange County. It's freaking gorgeous out there year round. Yeah. You know, and
well, even Florida, both Florida.
Well, Florida, it's humid and the taxes are good there. The tax breaks that you get in Florida. But, you know, Orange County's, you know, like paradise. Even San Jose, man. San Jose is a nice place to be, a nice place to live.
The Bay.
It's a good place to be a millionaire. You can go drink wine. You can have these expensive hobbies. You can't do that in Columbus, Ohio, you know?
Yeah, but I think a lot of the shows, they talk about the younger guys coming in. Like, it's like, I wanted the best I can get right away. It's never, you know, like the bridge deal,
right?
That's gone. And I feel like if you got drafted, like you're responsible. You got to be on that team until you're at least 26. You owe it to these guys, you know. And that Pierre-Marc Dubois, he, I'm done. I mean, come on, man. You got to. These are your teammates, and I knew the minute he got benched, he was done. Yeah. I knew they were going to trade him.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing the rumor that those two. Well, don't you think that's lucky that both of these teams had the same problem? Can you imagine if they didn't have like that Winnipeg option?
Yeah.
They would lose the trade no matter what.
Yeah.
That poor guy, he'd have to. Oh, he's going to get 2 picks and a prospect.
Yeah.
Now he's getting a freaking potential 50-goal guy.
Yeah.
And they're getting a solid two-way center who puts up good points. And he's playing with better players.
Yeah.
But those two, I mean...
But you know what?
GMs were probably like, oh, thank God we have the same
You know what, though?
You know?
He's going to Winnipeg.
Well, I heard Winnipeg is almost the same as Ohio. It's just
right.
colder.
That's what I was going to say. It's another place. They might have the same problem on their hands in a year from now.
he might want to play in Canada.
Yeah.
And Laine might like the pressure of, no Canadian media every day.
Yeah.
And he's got a coach that starts trouble with the media and let the coach handle it, And I think Torts actually likes him.
Yeah.
I think he'll go in front of the cameras and be like, okay, what do you want? But I think he secretly, I love fucking with these guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
think so too.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Do you have anything else for tonight? Got anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to get off your chest?
No, I don't. What about you? I just it's good to have hockey back.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it seems things are picking up. There's a little bit more news going on. What else is going on? I think Pasternak's supposed to be coming back this weekend, possibly Saturday. He had hip surgery, and I think they're going to be playing Washington. So that's going to be the first time Pasternak and Chara are seeing each other since they were teammates.
That's right.
And there hasn't really been much more news.
I heard that was it Montreal? No, it was Toronto having some problems with injuries up there. I think Joe Thornton was injured recently, and I mean, he's not really a main guy that they have to be worried about.
I don't know. He could still dish the puck, though.
Yeah, he can. I know Mitch Marner's playing good. The Canadian media today was worried about Austin Matthews.
Really?
He's not scoring enough or whatever.
Here we go. I'd hate to play in Toronto, man. I would hate to play in Toronto.
It's like being on the Cubs. There's just so much pressure and even the Bears. I feel bad for all those guys.
Yeah.
It's every year, they plan the parade. Bears are gonna be so good, and it's come on, man. You don't even know who your quarterback is.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and I can't. I'm not a big fan of the media and everything. Local news, politics, sports. I can't stand any of them. It's just so much. There's no one has the balls to tell the truth, in my opinion. That's just how it is.
In a lot of cases, that's the truth. I mean, that kind of goes for life, though, too.
Just
a lot of people won't be honest with you.
Oh, I thought Duncan Keith was awesome tonight. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Duncan Keith was flat-footed on that one.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Just tell the truth.
Yeah. They don't want to get.
He's our quarterback.
They don't want to get cut up like Voracek did. The one media guy.
Which guy?
I don't know. Some dude in Philadelphia. He was like, what did he say? He was like, the guy asked him a question. He's like, you know what, Mike? I don't even want to answer your question because you're such a weasel. And then he's just shaking his head, and then he's like, you know what? I wasn't even going to say anything to you, man. I wasn't even going to say anything to you. Next question.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me of the Tortorella. I think his name is Brooks. It might be Larry
Brooksy?
Brooks.
He called him Brooksy.
The freaking battles those two had together. It's so entertaining. He's like, what do you want, Brooks? Have you ever been in a fight, Brooksy? Because he goes, I would kill you. Have you ever been in a fight? Oh, are you challenging me, Torts? Yeah, I'm challenging you. It was good stuff. But I know a lot of the New York Rangers players hate that guy. They're like, oh, God, you're letting this guy in the locker room? Come on, dude. Yeah. This guy, he can't even tie a pair of skates on his feet and walk, you know? Just stuff like that. That's the stuff that I hate. Like that Pat Boyle. Mm-hmm. I can't stand him either. He is just the biggest, the
Hawks fall tonight. Another great outing by Corey Crawford. Let 6 goals die, you know.
even I like Steve Conroy. Yeah. He's been around a long time, but when he's with Pat Foley, he says some really stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I remember Foley was like, "What are you talking about, man?" I thought that was a great scene.
Oh my gosh, I love Foley, man.
Come on, man. Just don't do that anymore. If Olczyk can't make it, give JR a call.
Yeah.
Because he's entertaining, and I would love to. I think he would be great for the job.
I'd love to hear him and Foley go back to back.
Even if you put JR in the glass, just put him in the middle, see what he's got to say. And I think you could fire Bowman and put Olczyk in the front office because that guy is a freaking hockey genius.
He's good, man, but I don't know if he'd be a good GM.
Started like Dale Talon. He started in the freaking box. Well, he was a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he coached Mario Lemieux and Sidney Crosby on the same team, and Marc-Andre Fleury and that still was dead last.
Yeah.
I guess they were rebuilding.
Yeah, they were.
But, he wasn't so much of a coach, but I think he would be an awesome GM just because he's so he knows every player, what they can do, and he's pretty smart guy.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It depends on what he wants to do, though, too. He might be comfortable in the being an announcer.
NBC and the Hawks. Yeah, exactly. He's kind of got two positions that he's
and he still has more time than he would have if he was a GM.
Yeah, I think he would, make a solid GM though if they gave him a shot. I mean, what do you got to lose?
Sure. I mean,
he's a smart guy.
Yeah. Especially getting rid of Bowman. I wonder if the day they get rid of Bowman, they got to get rid of Scotty too.
Oh yeah, well he's up there in age. I don't think he has too much to say with this team, as much as people think. Just Scotty Bowman, the legend. I don't
think so either. I think he's just an
advisor. Being around.
I mean, that's all his job is an advisor. It's like, I don't think we should get that guy. He's like, okay, let's go pick him up.
Is there even a point for that job? It's just because of his name.
Yeah.
It's just it brings wow, they got Bowman, and he's like what a 15-time champion or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They should name the cup after him, the Bowman
Yeah,
Cup,
no kidding, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What a great coach.
Yep.
Well, cool, man. If you don't got anything else, dude?
No. Who do we got next? Columbus?
Let me check the schedule. We're
actually gonna see the new player that they did get in that trade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Columbus on Friday, and then they play on Sunday.
And I think that team's they're all on the same page now. They're all kind of moving on, getting rid of that drama. I think Foligno. I you know what? I wasn't really a big fan of him in Ottawa, but when he came over to Columbus, he seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah.
Just like a good captain.
Yeah, he does.
He even said, I don't want to talk about the trade. We're moving on. We're all on the same page. We're gonna get going. And then they ended up beating Tampa that day. So I'm actually a big fan of him. I think he's a good captain and he's deserving there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he is too.
Yeah.
Well, cool. We will come back after the Columbus series. We'll drop another one of these on Monday. So be sure to tune in, everybody. Everyone who's listening, give us a like and a subscribe. Get the conversation going in the comments section. And this is all that we've got going on for you guys today. This is Mike and Matt. Out.